Hi and welcome to episode 6 of Help We're Graduates. I'm Matt.
I'm Jamie.
And welcome to the podcast. Thanks for getting us on, whatever podcast player you're listening to us on, or YouTube.
Yeah, or YouTube.
Just want to say thanks to everyone who's listened, commented, sent us messages, and got in touch. Really appreciate it. And we are talking today about something that someone has messaged to us.
Yeah. So today we're going to be talking about friendships at uni, making friends at uni, and maintaining friendships after uni. And the reason we're talking about that is because me and Matt were very fortunate this week to get 2 lovely messages of 2 people who were friends who had heard our previous episodes in our podcast. So shout out to you guys for messaging us, and they asked us if we wouldn't mind talking about friendships at uni and how people have maintained the friendships, how we've gone about it, because they've just graduated this year, and she said that one of the main things that she's worried about is maintaining friendships after uni, because I feel like at uni you're all in this sort of bubble together, which I've spoken about before, but then obviously after uni you are scattered all over the country, because everyone goes back to their hometowns or people get jobs in different places, and it is hard to maintain friendships. So but yes, that's what this episode's about. So
shall we have a look at the message that we were sent? So it's a girl called Chloe, and I've asked if we can talk about her message and her situation on the podcast, and she's given us permission, so that's great. And she basically said she's had a great group of friends at home, but then that dynamic has changed because obviously she's gone to uni, and at uni she said, I had the best 3 years and made some friends for life. Leaving uni has definitely left me in a slump, feeling like I'm in a long-distance relationship with all those friends I had loved living with or in the same city as. I'm so scared to fall out of touch with my uni friends, and they've asked if we have any tips. So we are going to talk about that, because I think that we have a pretty similar situation in terms of, well, I know I have, because I've obviously got you guys here at home, and then I've got my friends who I've made, and like I said last week, they were London, the East Midlands, up north in Liverpool and Leeds. So everyone's just everywhere. So I feel like it is difficult to sort of keep those friends. It does feel like a long distance relationship in a way. But then again, I've always thought that if someone is friends with you and it's supposed to be a friendship, if you know what I mean, then you don't have to try that hard to keep the friendship going. As long as you see them occasionally, I think it keeps it going.
Yeah, well, what Chloe said was definitely something that I felt when leaving uni, and it's definitely something that left me really upset and quite down, because I was like, if we were all in this bubble, and I don't know, I feel like we just constantly trying to make an effort to be like, oh, I've got to go see that person, I've got to go see that person, and you haven't got as much free time as what you probably did have at uni, because if you do start a job and you're working 30-40 hour weeks, that's 30-40 hours out of your week that is working. You've got another I don't know how long you sleep for, but you've got another 8 hours out of the day sleeping, and then it leaves you with not a lot of time to be travelling around the country, basically, to be going up and down the country. And I've got friends who live down in Manchester, which is just near, I think, I can't remember where it's near, but it's down south. I've got friends who from Somerset, I've got friends up north, all over the place. So I think the best thing, to be fair, for us is social media in these days.
Yeah.
We're a big shout out and thanks to Facebook and things like that for keeping in touch with people, seeing what people are doing. I know I don't always speak to everyone that I went to uni with, but if I'm scrolling through Instagram and I see a post, I'm like, oh, that's great that they're doing that, I'll give them a little like, just so you're still involved in people's lives. You don't have to be chatting to every single person that you chatted to at uni. They just become part of this bigger picture. I think there was an advert on TV, I can't remember what the advert was for, but there was this guy who was stood, I think, it was a cereal advert, he was stood and there was this massive arena of people, and it was basically these are all the people that you meet throughout your life. I don't know if you've seen that advert. Do you know?
No, I can't remember.
Well, basically he was stood in this arena, there was loads of people around him, there was all the different people that you meet in your life, and they're sit down if I haven't spoken to you since like secondary school, and like loads of people sat down. Sit down if I haven't spoken to you since I went to university, and then loads of people sat down. And then like at the end of the advert, there was like a couple of people left basically that was now like his sort of main friendship group. And I thought that advert sort of sums up what I'm trying to say here is like, you don't have to be in touch with every single person that you went to uni with. Just know that if you ever probably did need someone that you were close with at uni, and you do sort of fall out of touch with them, that they're probably going to be there for you anyway. I've got a really close friendship with a girl called Jade, who's currently out in China, and like she's working out in China. I've seen her twice this past year because I was fortunate to go to Vegas in October, so I saw her in Vegas. She came back in February when the pandemic was happening over there, when we were all clear over here. And I haven't seen her since. But I do keep in touch with her, and what we do is, because China's a bit different on terms of like the internet and things like that. What we do is we like send each other voice notes over iMessage, and then I reply to her voice notes. So I find out what she's doing. Like every week, like maybe once a week, I'll listen to her voice notes. I'll be like, oh, okay, she's doing that. So voice notes are quite cool. But that's because she's out in China. To be fair, I think other than that, we'd probably be doing FaceTime and messages and stuff. But when she comes back, basically what I'm trying to say is like it's like she's never been away, and that's when you know your true friendships, because you know, like I didn't see you for a long amount of time, but it doesn't feel like we didn't see each other for that amount of time when we were both at uni.
Yeah, that was what I was gonna talk about. Was sort of like we sort of became friends in 2013, I want to say, when we both started at the company. And we became really good friends, didn't we? We had a really good group. There was 7 of us, and we all called ourselves the Originals.
That's because when like new staff started coming in, we were like, no, we were the Originals. We are like the people. When we weren't, I mean, the company had been open for... I
nearly said it.
The company had been open for like 20 years when we started. But, you know, we are the Originals. So... and that's where the joke come from, and it sort of stuck, didn't it?
It did, yeah. Now we sort of like we're not saying like everyone else is bad and we're the only people, but it's like it's a joke. No, it's a joke. I also want to say that we're recording this in Jamie's house, and his brother is making food. So if you do hear any beeps or rustlings or someone walk through, then it's just his brother.
It just adds to the atmosphere.
Yeah, don't worry, we're not professionals, as you know. But we were really close, and then we all went to uni. And then it was sort of
we all did, didn't we? Most
of us went to uni. There's only a couple that didn't. We went away and lived in other places.
And we were the only 2 that did.
Yeah. And then 2 others stayed in the Midlands. They stayed in Birmingham, didn't they? Mm-hmm. And we did kind of drift apart a little bit. I mean, I came to yours once or twice, and you came up to mine once in Manchester, but apart from that, like, we didn't really see each other. And then over the holidays we were always busy, like, doing things. You
came home like in first year, didn't you? But then you stayed a couple times in second and third, didn't you?
I stayed for a little bit, because I actually made friends and stuff like that, but when we finished uni, obviously I came straight back. And then it was like, oh my god, like it literally, like, we've never been apart. Like, the whole friendship group, we just started doing things again, and I feel like that's a good sign that you're sort of friends for life, if you know what I mean. The fact that we had all that time apart, and it wasn't like we weren't having that time apart for any reason. It wasn't like we were doing it because we'd fallen out. It was just because we lived in different places. My voice keeps breaking today. Because we lived in different places. So it was just like, it was nice to be able to come back and not have to worry about trying to rekindle the friendship. It just kind of happened. And I think working at the company definitely helped with that.
Yeah. But obviously, going back to what Chloe said in the message, she said that when she's gone home, the friendships that she had before she went to uni, that, I don't know if she's basically saying they're still there, but I think she said that it's not the same. Is that what she said?
She said, but these dynamics inevitably change, and I feel like they definitely do. And we've had friends in our group who we've sort of fallen out with, or
like they've just drifted and done other things, and like they've not stayed as close. But dynamics do change, and even within our group that we're referring to, like, you know, we're different people now to where we were 7 years ago when we first met. Like, you know, we've been to uni, we had these experiences, we came back. I feel like I'm definitely a different person to what I was 6 years ago, and I think and you definitely are.
Mm.
So, in a good way though. So yeah, dynamics inevitably do change. And it's all just about finding. I mean, like what we're trying to say is, if you've got those sort of mutual grounds and you want to make it work in friendships, and it's just the way it's gonna be. Like, it's inevitable that sometimes you're gonna drift apart from some people, but you're not gonna drift apart from everyone and be left on your own. So at the
No.
end of the day, you're gonna have friendships that you made at uni, that you're gonna stay in touch with people. And what I did last year was I arranged, because my degree's in events planning, so I like to arrange things. I arranged a meet up with everyone from uni in November last year, and we went to the Christmas lights turn on in Leicester, because that's what we did when we were at uni every year. And we went for and we just all booked this apartment in Leicester, and then we all stayed in this apartment. We went for a night out at Mosh, shout out Mosh, and we went to the Christmas lights, and it was just nice because we had the time at the Christmas lights, and then we went to Nando's, and then we went for a night out, and it was just great because it was nice to see everyone. We got the whole sober side of catching up, and then we had the whole drunk side, which is basically what uni was all about. So it was great.
Would you say that it was one person making all the effort to get everyone together, or did everyone put in an equal amount of effort to get to see each other?
I'd say mutual. Obviously, people turned up, so that was great. But yeah, I feel like it's got to be someone to maybe take the plunge to be like, guys, are we gonna do this?
Yeah.
Because it's always like, oh, we'll have to meet up, or oh, I need to see that person, I need to see that. But it's like, you've got to put in the effort. And I feel like, I don't know where you went. I can't remember if she said where she went to uni, but I feel like that is the place that you sort of want to be meeting up with people, maybe, because it's the sort of mutual ground that you all know. I mean, it's always nice when people come to visit you in your hometown. I mean, I had a few uni friends come visit me in my hometown.
Yeah, so
obviously, you said that you came to visit me in Leicester, so I had home friends coming to visit me at uni. But I feel like when you're meeting up with your uni friends, my suggestion would probably be to try and do it at a mutual ground, and because Leicester's in the middle of the country, I feel like it was good because everyone could sort of get there from their four corners of the world they're now living in. So yeah, mutual ground. That's what I'd say as a suggestion.
Would you say, because I would personally, if I was trying to say, if I came back and you guys were all doing your own thing and you all had different friends, I'd put in effort to try and see you, but then there has to come a point where you just got to think like, okay, they don't want to obviously be friends anymore. You've put in loads of effort and nothing's happened. There has got to be that cut-off point where you think, okay, this friendship isn't going to be,
Yeah,
there's got to be that point, hasn't there,
Definitely.
where you stop and think. You've got to rethink everything.
Yeah, but I feel like there's got to be. My suggestion is, don't go back. Like, after being at uni, 3 years is a long time, and a lot can happen in that time. Don't go back home thinking that everyone's just gonna be sat there waiting for you to, with open arms. Like, people are gonna change. People are gonna have these different experiences, like I'm saying. And like when you came back to us, like, obviously I sort of stayed quite around the area because I was coming home every weekend anyway, so I still saw everyone.
Leicester's not too far as well.
No, yeah, more than you saw everyone.
Yeah.
So when you came back there, we'd made more friends inevitably because more people had joined the company, and now you're like closer to our friend Jack than any of us because and you didn't even know him 12 months ago, but like I did and everyone else did. So I feel like always go into a situation with an open mind. Don't sort of cut people out like, oh no, we're the originals, you can't sit with us, you can't join our group. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, get to know people that have sort of came into the group, the sort of like new characters in the series sort of thing. And then like with you've got a really nice friendship with Jack now, and it's nice to see that because you came back 12 months ago not even knowing him. So It's just...
Yeah, I think Jack said the first time I met him was when we'd all gone skating. I'd come back for a summer and we'd all gone skating. Apparently I didn't say hello to him, and he was really offended because I didn't say hello.
And I think people like that as well. Like, from Jack's situation, putting yourself in Jack's shoes, obviously he's now joined the company. He's now in our sort of friendship group. He comes out with us and things. And if someone comes back from, say, uni and he doesn't really know him, because you know everyone else, I feel like it would be more up to you coming back from uni to make the effort with the new guy,
definitely,
rather than the new guy trying to make the effort with you.
Yeah.
Just say hello. Just like get to know people. What I'm trying to say is like I said, just keep an open mind.
Yeah, like if there is someone that it's weird because like you can't tell someone how to make friends because there's so many different ways to become friends with people. Like, we became friends through work, I've got friends through.
And we had mutual friends as well, because you went to the sixth form that I went to the high school of.
Yeah.
So it was all sort of like that, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah. And then that was just sort of how we became friends. But then are you eating grapes, Jamie?
Yeah. It's lunchtime.
Yeah, you can't tell someone how to make friends. There's always so many different ways to become friends with someone, either through a mutual friend or just getting to know someone. And I feel like with Jack, it just kind of happened that we were working one day together. And when you just click with someone,
Yeah.
and we like similar things. He's a bit more geeky about planes than I am. Like, I thought I liked planes, but he really likes planes.
But you prefer trains.
No, I don't. No. There's this ongoing joke at this ongoing thing within our group that apparently I love trains, and every time we go somewhere, everyone points out a train or a tram. We'll have city breaks. It's really funny.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. I think that's another suggestion. If you can like afford it and you can get the time off, it'd be grand to sort of plan something with your uni friends to maybe like a little city break. I mean, obviously at the moment, I don't know. It's a bit hard at the moment. But when things hopefully pick up a bit better, you'd be able to plan a city break, go on a little European city break with everyone, and then it's sort of going out of your comfort zone, making new memories. I feel like you need to sort of come to the conclusion, as hard as it is and as brutal as this is you're not going to see each other as much as you were. You're not going to be able to, spend as much time with each other as you want to spend time with each other. But you need to put in the effort to be like, okay, let's everyone book this off work. Let's everyone, where does everyone want to go? Should we plan a trip? Should we do this? Set up a group chat and just try and get as many people to go to that as possible. And if people start flaking, as Matt says, which is basically start dropping out or whatever.
Is that not a thing you say?
Not really,
Flaking.
but I get what you mean. People start dropping out, then it's inevitable that those people might not stick around for a long time. Yeah. But then people might just be busy and like they can't make things, and that's cool too. You got to be understanding of people's situations.
Like, people are working now. We're at the stage where we're trying to get jobs, and some of my friends, as I said in the last episode, have careers. My mate's a freelance videographer and stuff, and he's doing really well. So I can't always see him. He's all up and down the country, and he used to go all around the world before the pandemic. So it is quite hard to see him. But you've just got to, you can't put loads and loads of effort in and get nothing back, but put a little bit of effort in, try and see people. If they really want to see you, they will make time. And like he said to me, I booked flights, and I was supposed to go out to Prague to see him because he was working in Prague. But then obviously the coronavirus thing happened and my flights got cancelled. But, you just got to, don't put yourself out there so much that you're making all the effort and then no one else is, because you don't want to book a city break with these people and then realise when you're there that actually you don't want to be friends with them anymore, because that could be quite an awkward experience.
That could be an awkward few days.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to go do some sightseeing on your own if that happens.
But making friends at uni, how did you meet your friends?
So again, I think I mentioned this in the previous episode.
I think we have, yeah.
But again, social media. It was the 1st of September 2016. I was in Gran Canaria with my parents, and I remember thinking, do you know what? It's September now. I'm not going to put this uni thing off anymore. I'm going to go out there, and I signed myself. I searched Arts and Festivals Management students, like DMU 2016, and I found all my course mates, and they were already in a group chat, and they added me in, and everyone was saying hi, and I was like clicking on people's profiles, having a little stalk, which you would do.
Of course.
That's why I changed all my pictures and got rid of all the old ones. I know people would be doing it to me. And then I went into the drama group chat, and then I found like my best friend Laura, who we both, who we both met through these group chats basically, and then I met her when I went to uni, and that's when I went for the Prosecco and soup thing. Yeah. So that's how I made a lot of friends, and then also nights out and freshers, which I know isn't really helping right now with freshers not really happening this year. But freshers and things, and just those sort of things. But I remember being really stressed about making friends at uni, like ridiculously stressed. So, but then you make your friends, and then you come out of uni, and then I got stressed about keeping those friends.
Yeah.
But you got to remember as well, you're going to go on to the next step now, and you'll make more friends.
You'll make friends at work.
Yeah.
You'll make friends when you move out and move into your own place. There's so many opportunities, and
life's so short though. At the end of the day, if you're really, really that bothered about it, why don't you all just get an apartment together? Like, let's just all live together like friends. Like that. I've been tempted to do that over the past 12 months. I tell you, I've literally been like, guys, can we literally just screw all this and just get an apartment together in Leicester and live together again because I miss you all, and and I get that. So I mean, that's a possibility. If you want to do something like that, then you're all up for it and go for it.
Yeah, I mean, if you want, yeah, sure. I know a lot of people that went to my uni have stayed in Manchester, and they've got apartments together and stuff like that.
It's really, I think it's really exceptionally hard at the moment with coronavirus. But obviously, like I keep saying, we've all got social media, so we can all stay in touch. Like we do Zoom meetings and things like that. I can't stress how important that is enough. Like just to see people like once a week or whatever, or once every 2 weeks, just scheduling something just so you can all like have a little catch up. But now hopefully the pandemic is coming to. I don't know. Is it coming to an end? I don't know.
It's like slowing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's slowing. It's just a new norm. Hopefully, you guys can meet up now. But yeah, I do feel bad for you guys who was basically sort of cut the last couple of months of uni out and was like, right, that's it, it's over.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't have imagined it,
but
it is what it is. It's happened now. So
yeah, so just try and stay in touch now over social media. That's my biggest suggestion.
I think with my friends, we all did the same course, and that was how we all became friends. I didn't do all the group chats and stuff like that. When everyone joins the big group chats and you all have a chat, like I didn't want to do that because I have quite a tendency to sort of prejudge people straight away, and I didn't want to prejudge someone and think I don't want to be friends with them, or on the opposite, prejudge them and think I really want to be friends with you, and then end up not having anyone. But I remember my first day, I met someone. Like freshers is so important for meeting friends. Like I met one person, and what we had was our students' union had T-shirts, and you wrote your name and you wrote your course and you wrote what building you were living in, if you were living in halls. And I saw someone who was living in the building opposite me, and she was doing the same course. So I got a number or something, or found her on Facebook, and then text her the next morning and being like, I'm going to get the bus, because we had to get the bus to Media City from the accommodation, and I didn't know where to get the bus from or anything like that, and it was proper stressful. And having that, I was only friends with her literally for the bus ride into uni, and then once we were there, she had to go to a different room, and I never really spoke to her ever again. Like she was on my course and I knew of her, and I was friends with her boyfriend, but that was sort of like the shortest friendship I've ever had, but it was just enough to get me into uni and to get me going, kind of thing. I feel kind of bad because we were like the first friends we'd made at uni, but at the same time it just sort of drifted. It just drifted,
at uni, I've had my dynamics in groups at uni. Things changed. People left. People came. People, like friendships at uni were just all over the place. Anyway, like I had a tight knit group, but then there was people who came in and out of that group, and it's just the way it is. But I'm always open to change in that sense. I'm always open to someone sort of going and then someone else coming in, and I just always look at it like a sort of like sitcom, and a new character comes in. That's how I look at it.
You are a very sociable person though, aren't you? Like you will make a hell of a lot of effort to go and see people and do things with people. Yesterday you finished work and then drove all the way to...
Yeah, so yesterday I finished work at like 4:15, and I drove over to Burton just to see my friend Lauren, shout out Lauren, from uni, and I hadn't seen her in 12 months, but that's mainly because of the pandemic. She was doing a teaching course down in Bedfordshire, so she's just finished her teaching, what's it called, PGCE, her teaching degree. She just finished that, so we were I went down to Burton yesterday, and it took me 50 minutes to get there because I got lost, but it was worth it because I got to see her, and like we spoke about obviously how the pandemic and everything, and it was just really nice just to have a little catch up. I only saw her for a couple of hours, but at uni I basically lived with her at one point, because situations that we were in. I was like sort of living with her as well, and it was nice. It was so to go from like sort of seeing her every day and then not seeing her for 12 months, it's been weird. And we were talking yesterday, I was like, as if next month we've all known each other like 4 years, but so much has happened in 4 years that it's crazy.
Yeah, it's similar with me and Elliot, one of my best mates from uni. We literally spent pretty much every day of second and third year together because we
Mhm.
lived together, and we just like it was quite funny actually because he got his girlfriend Molly, and they were like seeing each other at the point at the point in time, and we ended up all doing things like a three, and there was like a running joke that there was Elliot and Molly, and then I always tagged along on their dates and stuff like that. But that was like,
A bit like what you do now with Jack and Beth.
yeah, kind of. I think I'm like a leech, aren't I? Just latch onto
To
latch
couples.
onto a couple and then don't let go. Yeah.
Well,
Oh yeah,
it's-
now you've said that, I've just noticed that. I went with them to Cheshire Oaks, didn't I?
Yeah, and Alton Towers.
I don't no, but Jack and Jazz were there as well.
Oh, okay. So there's two couples.
So there's two
and
couples
you.
and me. It's because I'm single. Shout out to all the single people out there.
So yeah, it's 2020, mate. If you want to be the third person in a relationship, fair play. So moving on to that. Yeah. So you said there's something really nice in this message though, back to Chloe, and I thought, and I just want to quickly touch upon it. You said friendships are are the one thing that we all need to sort of stay sane, you know. And that's what you said, and I was like,
said that,
oh,
didn't I?
yeah, that was really nice. So, and I do agree, like, to stay sane, guys, you do need to keep in touch with these friendships. Like I said, I didn't see my friend Lauren for 12 months. Obviously, I've spoken to her over the past 12 months, but when I saw her yesterday, it was literally like I hadn't been away. Like, you know, it is the way it is. Like, you can't see each other all the time. You just need to sort of, I feel like you'll rest easy when you sort of come to that own conclusion in your own mind. You need to sort of tell yourself, we're not going to be seeing each other as much as we were at uni, but it's okay. It's okay because we will see each other, and when we do see each other, we'll have a lot more to talk about. It'll be grand, it'll be like old times, but it'll also be like the new times, the sort of nostalgia of uni and the present day, and talking about all the things you've done and things you haven't done and want to do and blah blah blah. You know, it's great, I think.
Yeah, I think if a friendship doesn't feel forced, and if you are having a good time, whether you see them once a year or every week, then you know that that's a decent friendship.
Yeah. Oh, it's so nice, isn't it?
I know. I do like friendships. I think, yeah, what I said there is actually, you do need friendships to stay sane. You can choose your friends.
Mhm.
You can't choose your family. And I feel like you have to have people there. I couldn't imagine living somewhere and not knowing anyone, not having any friends.
Or being remote. I mean, like
Oh, yeah.
I keep saying, like, shout out to my friend Laura, who's like, you know, saw us all the time, and she's been living up in Yorkshire since March now on her own, but well, with her parents, but like with no real like proper friends around
I
her.
thought you were going to say no running water.
And no running water either. No, she's got running water. But and she said that she met up with some of her friends from like sixth form, and that was nice. And they had like a little social distance barbecue during the pandemic, and that was nice. So yeah, I felt like just meeting up with people, but also being accepting to change, accepting to new people coming in, and also accepting to the fact that people do change over time, and things happen. So yeah, that's my word on the day. I think mic drop.
I think that's a nice place to end it. Don't worry, like friendships come and go, but you know, when you've got friends for life, when you don't have to put in much effort and you just have a good time, like we do. We don't put in much effort and we have a good time.
Yeah, and social media, massive thing.
And yeah, social media does help. But then at the same time, you might see that two of your friends have met up without you, and that could make you feel a bit down. So it's just a balance, and there's no right or wrong way to do it, is there?
No.
Everyone does it their own way.
Accepting to change, understanding that people might not want to put in as much effort as you do. And also understanding to people's lifestyles. People are busy. Some people aren't busy. You got to understand those people that are busy. You've also got to understand those people that aren't busy.
Mm-hmm.
So the people that aren't busy might get frustrated. If you're always like doing something at the same time, you might get frustrated if people aren't busy and they don't understand that you're doing these different things, and you just, you know. So it's all. You just gotta be understanding. And yeah, social media, message people, get in touch, keep in touch. But don't force it. Like, don't message everyone every day. You haven't got to think that you've got to wake up and I've got to message all these people just to make sure I'm still their friend. Like, I'm pretty sure they're going to be there for you, and you're not going to drift apart anytime soon. Just try and meet up.
Yeah. Speaking of social media, follow us on Instagram at Hatwood Graduates. Subscribe or follow us on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. Tune in. You know, yeah. Stay in touch and message us like Chloe did. And her friend Lucy did as well.
That was amazing. Thank you, Chloe and Lucy. We're going to talk more about what Lucy said on another podcast, don't we?
Yes.
But honestly, thanks guys. I really love the feedback. Love to hear off you, and any other suggestions that people want us to talk about our experiences. Let us know. Next week we're hoping to get another guest on, like we said, to talk about like not going to uni and the people that didn't go to uni and how they feel this, that's affected them. Because after last week's podcast, I did a little poll on Instagram, and I just want to quickly, before we go, read off the results of that poll, because that was really interesting.
I got a lot of people messaging me saying that what you'd said on the poll, you should have worded it differently.
Yeah.
Because the question was, does a degree equal success? Is that what you'd said?
Yeah.
Something similar to that. And I had someone message me, a friend called Mark, and he basically said that success is it isn't something that you can just define. It's like everyone measures their own success in different ways, and that really, I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, because you could have a job in like Morrison's and live with your family, and you could be really happy, and that you could feel successful, whereas another person could be living in London with a really high-powered job and not feel successful because they don't have what you've got. They don't have that family. So, success is like, I thought that a degree does not equal success, because you can be successful and not go to university. You don't have to go to university, do you?
No.
Have you got the results yet?
No.
Can you not find it?
Oh, I found it now. I've just found out how to do it. Sorry, So 16% said yes, generally a degree does equal success. And then 84% of the people said no. Which is fair enough.
Yeah, I think that tells a lot.
And we had about 36 votes altogether, so that was nice. Thanks, guys. So yeah, thanks for getting in touch about. I'm going to try and do a couple of more of those on Instagram, because I like to get different people's opinions on it. But yeah, I probably did word it a bit generally, but I was just basically saying, as people click through Instagram, do you think that a degree equals success? But definitely shout out to Mark for putting me in my place and saying that definitely success is all down to an individual.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you.
Yeah, thanks. We took some photos today for the podcast, so if the cover photo changes, don't worry. It's just that we've taken some better photos than the one we took in my room. Like I said, follow us on Instagram, subscribe to us, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, all of that. And yeah, drop us a message if you want us to talk about anything, or if you've got an experience you want to share. And I think we'll wrap it up for this week's podcast.
Yeah, episode 6 done. See you in episode 7.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.